Yo, Bachi 2007 back at you with another one. Can you go ahead and like this video? If you'll go ahead and like and subscribe, we're going to get right into it. This is from the Counted Me Out podcast. Let's take a listen and then we'll come back with some commentary.
Okay, and this is not my opinion. This is facts. This is numbers. You can go Google it. Is it going to be another WNBA type, sport? Whereas like,
I had nothing to do with that statement.
see, look, that's like,
Hey,
you want to.
no, I watched the WNBA.
But it's real, like, and it's unfair the treatment that a lot of these female athletes get. And I'm gonna just be real, like, we all know that if we don't have the button pushers behind the people that's cutting the checks behind
it's not gonna move.
Women's sports, it's not gonna move. We can be out here marching and women empowerment all we want to, but at the end of the day, if you're not sitting in that office cutting checks, making big decisions, it's not gonna move.
I'm gonna keep it a brick. Don't nobody want to watch that shit.
Burn! Straight facts. And the ratings demonstrate this. Women watch it less than men. But he's going to not take it back, but he's going to kind of simp out and exclude himself from that group. He said nobody wants to watch it, well, except me, of course. That's what men do a lot these days. We got to get out of that simp mind state, but let's hear the rest.
What?
Just women athletes. Like I'm not speaking on me in general because I'm an athlete, so of course I watch the WNBA, I watch tennis, but as a general rule of thumb, people don't want to sit and watch women play sports because it's just.
I was about to say tennis.
I mean, because again, there's sports that women can thrive in, right? And it'll look almost similar to how it does when men play. Yeah. Like tennis is one of those sports where Serena dominates the tennis court. Like Coco Gauff, they dominate the tennis court. Yeah. And then you go look at a sport like basketball and you see how men portray basketball. Yeah. They're dunking, they're 360 in, you feel me? And then the women's game, they throw an alley-oop and the girl comes out of nowhere, catches it. Oh, great pass. And then she lays it up. It's like,
but it's unrealistic expectations. I think that's also something that has to be reprogrammed is we are biologically completely different. So you can't expect.
Which is why I feel like in women's basketball, they need to lower the rim. If they lower the rim to 8.5, 9 feet for women, and now you got because athletic women, the most athletic woman in the WNBA is hard pressed to dunk. Like not saying she can't, but it doesn't look as fluid. Like if you drop that goal from 10 foot to 9 foot,
you see alleys all.
Come on now, I can see. I already see how it's gonna go. Them girls, them Breonna Stewarts, them girls that's like that. That's right there on dunking. They might can dunk sometimes. 3 out of 7 dunks it goes in. Yeah, you drop the goal a whole foot. Now they 2-hand 360. It get crazy then. But because
so here we go again, another episode of female unaccountability, of women's false self-victimization, and this whole theory of where women want not equality of opportunity, they want equality of outcomes. It's not even just equality of outcomes most of the time. It's they want superiority of outcomes, and they want them to just be handed to them just because they exist, just because they tried, just because I want to have a career in such and such, then I should have it. It's my dream to be a successful actress, so I should just be able to be in movies. I want to just have a career that I enjoy the interactions, and I only have to work 6 hours a day at most, and I can be home before the sun sets, and that's what I want. So it should just be given to me, and life should just be the way I want it, and I should just have things handed to me, and that just should be it, right? That's what they believe and feel. And here's more of that. And we're going to break down the nuances of that by going back through this and commenting as we hear all these pieces of nonsense.
I ain't going to say it. But
we want to hear it for sure. We want to hear it.
Okay. And this is not my opinion. This is facts. This is numbers. You can go Google it.
Yes, we can go Google your opinion on the Google, but your opinion is not facts. Women's theory and theology, feminist-based theology, is not facts. So she's not going to give you any facts or any factual numbers. All she's going to do, so she starts off with, this is facts, and then all she gives you is opinion and theory backed by no facts whatsoever and no numbers whatsoever. This is what they do.
It's going to be another WNBA type, sport. Whereas, like,
I had nothing to do with that statement.
See, look, that's like,
hey, you want to? No,
but
of course, there's not going to be another WNBA. You know why? Because it is a completely failed enterprise. It is a completely failed enterprise. A quarter of a century, and it still has to be subsidized by the NBA, by the money that the men make, has to subsidize the WNBA with socialism in order for it to still exist, in order for it to ever exist. Here's some facts you can Google and actually look at the numbers. The WNBA has never made money. The WNBA is only able to stay afloat because the NBA takes the money that the male basketball players generate and hands it to the women for them to even have what they have. And then they complain and go at the men about what they don't have, and they only have what they do have because they're getting the men's money. Insane. Again, they're given every opportunity. They don't want equality of opportunity. They want to be handed equality of outcome unearned.
Watch the WNBA.
But it's real, like, and it's unfair, the treatment that a lot of these females.
But they're strong, independent, and don't need no man. Yet they take men's money in order for their league to even exist.
Athletes get, and I'm gonna just be real, like, we all know that if we don't have the button pushers behind the people that's cutting the checks behind
it's not gonna move.
Women's sports, it's not gonna move. We can be out here marching and women empowerment all we want to, but at the end of the day, if you're not sitting in that office cutting checks, making big decisions, it's not gonna move.
More fake victimization. The treatment these women are getting. She says that, and then she doesn't tell you any treatment that they're getting. What treatment? That they make less money, but that they make less money as far as their salaries, but they generate even less revenue than the amount of money that they're getting as a proportion of that revenue. You don't want to talk about that, huh? That they shouldn't even be making as much as they're making in salary, because if the men weren't giving some of their salary to the WNBA, the women couldn't get paid as much as they're getting paid. That they shouldn't even be getting what they're getting, but it's being given to them unearned anyway because they're not generating that revenue. Don't talk about that. We can march in the street and women's empowerment, but if this, that, yeah, you can do all the marching and do all the gum flapping you want to, but if you can't attract even women to watch your sport, you cannot attract women to watch your sport. More men watch the WNBA than women. Y'all ain't watching. If it's so great, why don't y'all watch? Why aren't women supporting women? See, this is the fallacies of all of their ludicrous arguments that you have to dissect. And men need to push back against women. Women are just allowed to come out and just say stuff. And men just sit back like the crap they're saying has any validity because we can't hurt their feelings because they feel like they should be making more. Economics has nothing to do with what you feel like. You either generate the revenue or you don't. And you can't even generate the revenue from women. There are more women in this country than there are men. If women wanted that league to be successful, it would be successful if no men watched. They don't like their own sport because it's objectively not very good. And then the way the women in that sport behave and carry and conduct themselves make people even less interested.
I'm gonna keep it a brick. Don't nobody want to watch that shit.
What?
Just women athletes. Like I'm not speaking on me in general because I'm.
Nope, it's not that men don't want to watch women athletes. We don't want to watch bad sports and bad leagues that aren't very well run, that the product on the court isn't good. We don't want to watch the WNBA because it's a sloppy, inferior product to the NBA, NCAA basketball. We have other leagues of basketball that are superior. Why are you going to spend time watching the inferior game when you can go watch a superior game? The one sport that I've said before, there's a couple actually, but the main one that I've said before where I enjoy the women's game actually more than the men's game is tennis. And that's because there's a power finesse combination in women's tennis that makes it very good, where men's tennis is all power almost. It's the balance of power and finesse is very little. It's heavy. It's very heavy on the power and low on the finesse. Men's tennis is still enjoyable to watch, but I enjoy women's tennis even more just because it has a balance of finesse and power that makes for a good product. And those women work hard, and they actually don't come out and say they should just be. They do some. They didn't come out and say they needed more pay, should get equal pay to the men, even though they play less rounds. But anyway, the actual product on the court is very solid. And the other one would be gymnastics, because I don't know. I guess I don't want to. I admire men who are gymnasts for their muscular physique and stuff, but I just don't want to see it. And what those little girls do physically is amazing. So that's cool. But women's basketball, it's not even just what he's about to bring up, the dunking, the lack of dunking, and the lack of excitement at action. That's a big part of it. But if you just watch the game, it's sloppy. I used to watch the WNBA when it first started, and I enjoyed some of the first few years with Cynthia Cooper and Lisa Leslie and all those people. But really, after that class dropped off, the game just got sloppier and sloppier, uh, and the airballing, and it's just not a good product. And then when you add to that things like I've brought up here in this video, the reason why the WNBA has no viewers is the same reason men don't approach women. And I demonstrate in this vid how one of the WNBA players in this interview, the nasty, just aggressive, egregious attitude she carries herself with, and how she talks to people in the media, and then surprised that people watch that and then don't want to come watch their sport. And then likewise in this video, another reason why the WNBA has no views is for the same reason the Marvels flopped. It's because women didn't want to show up and watch either one. The Marvels had over 60% male audience. Talk about man babies and misogynists who tank the movie because they don't want to see women as superheroes, which is a lie. Men didn't want to go see it because nobody cares about these characters, and they don't have any character development, and the plot sucks. That's why people don't want to watch it. But the people who wanted to watch it the least were women. Women don't support this crap anymore. They don't even support it as much as men. Neither with the WNBA or these type of strong female-led movies that are not strong females. They're actually weak characters who are girl bosses, and nobody wants to see that crap. And so we can just go on and on with this. We'll stop here. We've gone further enough into this video, but you get the point. And men, we just have to stop listening to this garbage from women. Stop giving them the narrative, and we need to push back with what reality is. I'm Yobachi 2007. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get more videos serviced to you. With that, I'm out.